Today's the 1st of January and it's 2023, and for
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. For our very first video of 2023, we're in Weymouth, and we're in Weymouth for a very special reason, because a little bit later on today we're going to see Sleeping Beauty, and we've only just got time because it finishes on the 2nd of January. So we're all looking forward to that, but we're a very grey, cold, windy day, a bit grey. And well, we're going to have some lunch first.
Steady.
So we just parked near to the pavilion, which is where we're going to watch the show. And we are just looking out now to the beach, and it's very, very busy. And as we were driving past the beach, you can see lots of people walking along the promenade, lots of people taking their dogs for a walk along the beach. But there was actually somebody in the sea. Ah, goodness. They're a brave lot. Don't think I could do that. It's not that the temperature's really low. I mean, it is cool, but it's more that there's a really biting wind. So I don't think it'd be very much fun at all to get in that water. I think one or two people have. Besides the one we've seen, I can see people now with towels in front of me. How crazy is that? Our sort of tradition when we come to Weymouth is we'll walk along the promenade and make our way to the fish and chip shop. And there's an excellent one that we do go to, and hopefully they'll have room for us today, and we'll be able to have a table inside and sit down to eat our fish and chips, so that would be really nice. Across the road here. We're just moving away from the beach now towards the harbour. And it is quite a nice, well protected harbour. So considering it's certainly not holiday season, there are a lot of people out and about. First of January 2023. Where do the years go? They seem to flip by. It's our now. We have officially retired.
Still can't believe it.
Our last day of employment was officially yesterday, the last day of December 2022. And now we enter the era of being OAPs, pensionistas, whatever you want to call us. So we're just walking up here onto the seawall, which leads into the harbour. See lots of boats in here, nicely protected. And it's really got some good memories for Anita and I, because this is where we used to embark to go on to the ferry that took us to Guernsey many moons ago. We used to drive down from Stoke-on-Trent, and this is where we caught the ferry. No longer any ferries going from here, at least I don't think so. Very wet. Look at all the water. It's been pouring down with rain on the way here. We drove past lots of flooded fields. Here we've got a flooded promenade. In the summer months you'll see people catching crabs along here, cast their lines out. Nobody doing that today, just like us, having a little walk, some fresh air, a little bit of exercise, and taking advantage of the fact that, for the moment anyway, it's not raining. And if the weather forecasts are to be believed, it should stay off for most of the day. Oh, we'll see. Just a lot more boats coming up on the left hand side. It's a working harbour, So you also get the fishing boats here, and here's all the tackle that goes with the fishing. I think you've got to be a special sort of person to work on one of those fishing boats. So even though we've come away from the front, it's still very windy here. I mean, it's a cool, cold, biting wind.
Sitting outside and having a drink.
Yeah, people outside having a coffee outside. They're a brave, hardy lot around here. So we're in England anyway, so I've exchanged my leather Australian hat for a flat cap.
A grandad hat.
A grandad hat. I do actually wear the leather hat. I didn't bring it this time. I use it because it protects me from the sun. I don't normally wear sunglasses. So lots of people sitting outside the cafes. How good is that? Nice old building there, the old custom house now, a cafe. Someone's obviously taking care of the coat of arms up there. Yeah.
That's somewhere we need to go in summer, across to Brewer's Quay, through there. We've
Get
never
our feet
been
wet
through
if you want to
there.
go there.
Bridge.
Oh right, oh dear.
We've never been over there.
No, we've not been on that side, so...
Leon and I have. It's just there's loads of pubs and little shops.
Oh, there's a Bennett's fish and chips over that way as well. Interesting. I always get attracted to the name of Bennett because of Arnold Bennett, who wrote books about the Five Towns. A Stoke-on-Trent author. Well, it's New Year's Day, it's a Sunday, and if it wasn't a Sunday it'd be a bank holiday, but lots of places appear to be open here and life seems to go on as normal. So the fishing boats are just going past now. All tied up for the moment. If we do manage to go for lunch now, we'll actually be very, very early. Do we cut round the back?
That's the sort of thing you need to like say, like, oh, you're just
Watch out for the cars. And you pick up the sound of the seagulls. I quite like the sound of the seagulls, but I guess if you got it all the time, it could be really noisy. You do get it in Mallorca, but not so much. It's one of the shopping streets. Perhaps I can go down there a bit later. We're making our way just around the corner. Leon's leading the way. And there's lots of seats, because we tend to make for the Marlborough, and I must say it is one of the best fish and chips you're going to have anywhere, particularly for us here in Weymouth. So we're going in and see you a bit later. I know I had fish and chips yesterday, but I'm only in England once so far, and really do enjoy the fish and chips here, so I really couldn't say. Well, we've all eaten really well here at the Marlborough, and I think we'll be back again, I'm sure. Well, across the road here, I should have crossed at the crossing, shouldn't I? Anyway, light on my hands, and away we go. I'll just make my way around this way. So what the plan is now is we'll just have a little walk around some of the shops here in Weymouth, and then we'll make our way back to the theatre for the show this afternoon. We've got quite an early matinee. So this is St Mary Street. It is one of the main shopping streets, and the pub on the left, the Golden Lion. Not sure whether I'm in the way or not. Let's just get out of the way. I've just seen Anita come out of the shop. Well, they've done some shopping. I don't know what they bought, but they seem to be in there for ages, so they must have bought plenty. I can still hear the seagulls. Past St Mary's Church, which is must be just have had a service in there. People coming out. Trespass. Get your outdoor clothing. I think we've got to remember it is a Sunday today, and it is New Year's Day. It's the 1st of January 2023, so it's not surprising that many of the shops are closed today. Probably more surprising that there are so many open. So the other day we were in Yeovil, and someone was surprised that we were booking a holiday in England to go and stay in Ibiza, our neighbouring island. Well, it's a short story, I suppose. We're actually going to a wedding in Ibiza, and we all need to be in the same hotel for the wedding. So that's why we're booking it from here. But we only booked the hotel. We've not booked flights. We don't need flights, obviously, because we'll be travelling from Mallorca. So that's the short story as to why we booked a holiday in Ibiza. while we were in the UK. Because actually we didn't do the booking here, we did the booking online. It was just we could do the final payment here, and it was quite easy to do that. Right, all sorted out now, and we'll be off to Ibiza later on this year.
Yeah, I'll definitely see one down near that white house.
Seem to be quite lucky with the weather today. There's no rain. Might even be brightening up a little. Some shops are open, some up and up. Vodafone is open. I've just been past another phone shop, so the phone shops are open. And the sweet shop's open, look at that, Weymouth sweet shop. All your beautiful candies and fudge. Oh dear dear.
Going in, darling.
You're going in?
Going in.
You do surprise me, darling. You do surprise me.
Do I?
Not you don't. Mummy does.
Sweets.
I'll carry on wandering down.
It's a little turning back there.
It's one of the side roads here that goes up to the beach. That's quite strange saying up to the beach. It must mean that this is quite low level here where we are.
Go back to the bridge.
W.H. Smith here on the left,
And before you get to
and that's open. I've always thought in the last few years when I've been walking past or visiting W.H. Smith's that it always looked a little bit run down. And I guess I was thinking that W.H. Smith's was coming to the end of the line. And then as we were walking through the airport in Palma, we noticed that there was a brand new W.H. Smith's. In fact, there wasn't one, there were at least two that we saw. So W.H. Smith's seems to be expanding in airports. I suppose that's a place where people might buy some magazines and books to read while they're on holiday. So it might be an interesting place for them to set up. And as I was reading in the newspaper following our video, the newspaper put an article in which was saying that W.H. Smith's is actually expanding not only into Palma Airport but into other airports in Europe. So mustn't be the end of W.H. Smith, but an expansion in a different direction, which is really good. So I can wander down this street, and Anita will catch me up eventually. Just loving a look back, and they seem to have disappeared altogether. Costa Coffee open. And we're just coming up to Marks and Spencer's on the right, and they're apparently closed. It's very dark in there, so we're not going into Marks and Spencer's today. Smart Barbers. just coming up on my right to the Black Dog, which bills itself as being the oldest pub in Weymouth. It was formerly Malcolm Regis. Built in the 16th century, the Black Dog Public House is one of the oldest pubs in the town, although the date above the left ground floor window reads 1621. The back of the building is much older. The pub was originally called the Dove until the 16th century, when Weymouth won the contract to trade with the newly formed colonies of Newfoundland and Labrador. It was then that the landlord of the pub purchased the first black Newfoundland dog ever seen in this part of the country from one of the new trading ships from the region. The local legend is that the dog brought such an amazing number of sightseers from surrounding districts that the landlord changed the name of the pub in honour of the dog and the newfound prosperity it had attracted for him. The pub is now known to be an old smuggling haunt, and inside there is some interesting writing on the ceiling. Murder? A murder took place in front of the fireplace when John Smoker Mills and the son of the local Richard Mills Sr. whipped Richard Hawkins to death in 1758. They were caught and later hung at East Grinstead. This murder took place because Mills, an ally of the famous Hawkinghurst gang of Sussex, falsely accused Richard Hawkins of an offence against the smuggling gangs. It was only later that it was found that Hawkins was innocent. Well, full of interesting tales and interesting stories. And I've been telling you that tales, and they still haven't caught me up, so I'm still going to carry on wandering down. I'll walk all the way to the end. It is really a lovely, almost Victorian, Edwardian promenade here in Weymouth, so it's a very nice, pleasant walk by the sea. A shop here on the left that will probably fascinate me, referred to as Fossil Beach, and this is of course fossil country. We're in the Jurassic area of the UK, the Jurassic coast, and I'm guessing if we look in the window we might actually find some, well, we've got crystals here in this window. Oh, and there's a lovely fossil up there, quite like that. What looks to be like a shark's tooth. See if we've got anything else of interest. Oh, some beauties here. I do like those. Some ammonites dated 170 million years ago. And some of the others even older, 400 million years they've been dated. Wow, look at that big one up there. That's a huge ammonite. £1,400 if you want to buy that one. Not for me, not today. Though I do like to look at them. And some lovely crystals as well. So we're just at the end of this street now. I hadn't better wander too far, or I'll lose all the family. Just see Anita in the distance. She stands out because she's got a red coat on. Not many people with red coats on today. We're back down to the beach now. Found the family, and we've just walked across to the promenade. You can see It's just loads of people on the beach, and there is, oh no, it's a dog in the sea. Earlier on in the day I did actually see a man, I think it was a man anyway, swimming in there. Lots of people just walking along the sand.
I'll do a video and send it to Mallorca.
And lots of people sitting outside having a coffee or a snack. Are they going onto the beach, are they?
They're going to walk along the beach.
Okay. So Luna's on the sand now. Hopefully not going for a swim. So just looking out, that's where Luna is. We're parked over there, and then in this direction is where the theatre is. And then just beyond that there's a fort. What's the fort?
Nothe Fort.
Nothe. N-O-T-H-E.
Yeah.
And that's a place we've never been to, so that's on our list of places to go to one day when we come back to Weymouth. In fact, I was looking at places to go on the internet, and that Nothe Fort was one of the high points, if not the top one.
Yeah, they've got underground tunnels and stuff.
Yeah, sort of thing I like, a little bit of history. Anita's just been taking photographs and videos. She's going to be sending off to all her knitting group, I suppose. But the coastline just disappears into the mist in the distance. And I can remember as a child coming here to Weymouth with my parents many, many years ago. And then in later life, coming on holiday ourselves. And then, as I said earlier on in the video, we used to use it as the ferry point to get us to Guernsey back in the early back in the 80s, I suppose. Yeah, late 70s, early 80s. I think everybody's come out for a New Year's Day walk. There's hundreds of people on the beach. Amazing how many people there are on the beach.
I said, look how many dogs there are on the beach that would not be allowed on there in summer.
I suppose it's a great open space to take the dogs. I was reading in Majorca, well, maybe not in Mallorca, I'm probably in Majorca as well, but in some of the other islands, Canary Islands I think, they're going to be banning smoking on beaches.
Yeah.
We already have that. There's one of the beaches in Palmanova where smoking is banned. And basically it's because people just stub them out and leave them in the sand as remains. It's just not very nice. How are we doing for time?
Fine. 1:05.
So we do need to be heading off to the water theatre then.
Well, we've got an hour before it starts. Luna might go on the carousel.
What have you found? What's that? Shells.
We're gonna go on the big wheel. On the carousel. Yeah. What's points? You didn't even know what it is.
The horses that go round and round.
Oh yeah.
One of the things Weymouth is very famous for is its sand sculptures.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm hoping as we walk along we'll be able to see
Amusement for play.
some of those. It's obviously used a summer thing more than anything else, but they have set up a permanent exhibition of sand sculptures, so hopefully we'll be able to see something there. I think it must be National Dog Walking Day. I don't think I've ever seen so many dogs being walked. Still very breezy. So the street we were walking along a few moments ago is actually behind these buildings to my right, and so one block back, as it were. And even though it's middle of winter, Funfair is still open. So Weymouth manages to get people here all year round. Something we in Mallorca seem to have difficulty doing. And even across the road we've got the ice cream shop open. Sure I'd want an ice cream today, but there you go. So this on the left here is actually the area for the sand sculptures. And they are quite remarkable. They really are. So here's one set up for Queen Elizabeth's 70-year glorious years, it says down there. And an amazing sculpture, all made out of sand. It's taken from the local beach. And there is I don't know whether you can tell, but there's a fine mesh in front, and down there below there's a place where you can make donations.
Mummy, we're going across the amusement.
So just ahead of us, that's the pavilion where we're going to watch the show, and looks like they've just got time for one ride in the Funfair. So Savannah's going off in search of a merry-go-round. Whoop. Watch out. I'm trying. So, is there a merry-go-round? Oh, there's a little big wheel. Maybe that's what they're doing. Oh no, we can get in a car. Oh, Luna has taken up her place in the Volkswagen Golf by the looks of things, and she's going to be driving around. Oh, that must be the time to go. Oh, away you go. Hold tight. So this is to get quite a good ride just for £1. Luna's definitely enjoying herself.
She's put the radio on.
So the show we've come in to see today is Sleeping Beauty, and it's the penultimate day of the show. And here are some of the stars of the show, if you recognise any of them. I'm afraid I don't. So before we go into the show, we've managed to get a drink and a programme, souvenir programme. I'm on the coffee, Anita's on the...
I've had a mulled wine.
Mulled wine. Wine not. It is a bit chilly out there, so a nice warm wine would be nice. Very hot coffee. Quite
Hot
tasty.
wine as well.
Well, we've just had an amazing, fantastic pantomime. Really good fun.
Well, it's really
Everyone
well done.
enjoyed it. A packed house and lots of audience participation.
Lovely songs.
Lovely songs, great actors, actresses, did a great job, kept us all very much entertained. So it's dark outside now, so I can't do any filming when we go out, but thanks very much for watching, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. So bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.